What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? And welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We are live just after the 4 o'clock hour here on this amazing Tuesday. We're midday in it, guys. Wanted to come live to you. Wanted to talk to y'all about something basically piggyback off of what we were discussing this morning. But I'm gonna give about 1 minute to let everybody come in the room. We're gonna hang out together. How y'all doing today, man? Let me know in the comment section. What's up, Clemente? Mod Squad in the building. First one rocking with us. We got Blonde Matt. What's up, man? Josh Hart riding with us, man. Let me make sure my chat is over here working. It's taking a while to come over, but we'll get it. There we go. Here it is. Raw Miles Johnson. What's going on, man? What's up, big boy Phins News? What's going on, everybody? He lost them all or had to get bailed out of them. Cameron, don't jump to conclusions on Tua. Don't jump to conclusions saying the man lost them all or had to get bailed out. Don't do that, man. We need TD Vic in the house. So TD, what's up, Vic, man? You my homie, man. I love you, Vic, man. Engraven, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro? Hey, you ducked out on me the other night in Madden, man. Everybody was talking about how you ran away, man. I was like, Engraven don't run away, man. He probably got busy. But, you know, now, don't get me wrong. I know you probably had some fear to play me, but I had to let him know, man. I had to let him know. What's up, Rip? What's up, TW Bluff? What's going on, everybody, man? Y'all hit that like button on your way in the building. I know some people are still working right now. Some people, those who are hanging out, I appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Look at that. Engraven said, I had fell asleep. Yeah, we know. We know how convenient to fall asleep before you took that L. We'll rematch it. I'll probably hit you up this weekend. What's up, Cameron? What's up, Flipside Fishing? So what's up, everybody? Talk to me, man. TD terrible at Madden. Here come big boy talking that noise again. Hey, listen, I was giving y'all victories, man. Just trying to boost morale. I was trying to boost morale. It's been a lot of things going on. I was just helping people, handing out victories, all right? Yo, TD, play me in Madden, man. I got you, Victor. I'll probably crank it back up this weekend. Still working since your first morning video this morning. Oh, man, Vic, but hey, hopefully the day is almost over then, man. Hopefully your day is almost over. And YouTube hasn't really been sending out all my notifications lately, guys. And that's obvious. We got 57 people in the building right now. Y'all hit that like button to encourage YouTube to make sure they let the rest of the subscribers know that we are live. I keep getting emails from subscribers. Bro, I keep seeing your videos, but I never get a notification. And I've checked with some people, and they definitely have the bell rung and everything. So hit that like button, guys. Do y'all part, all right? TD went undefeated in Madden. Problem was the cameras weren't on. Thank you, Miles. Oh, man. I'm going to have to smack you again in Madden. All right, enough about this Madden talk, all right? Enough about this Madden talk, because I'm tired of y'all talking all that ridiculous noise about it. All right, enough about the Madden talk, all right? But anywho, listen, let's talk, man, because it's interesting to me that this morning we were talking about Tua Tagovailoa, and we were talking about some of his big games, and I gave y'all what I thought about his big games. And out of the blue, y'all, I mean, I don't know what's going on. You know, I'm not going to sit here and I don't know if this person was listening to our show or not, but it looks like on Dolphin Wire there was an article that was released, and the article basically said exploring Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa's big game resume, and this is by Kyle Krabs. All right, dropped it 4 hours ago around noon. All right, he dropped it at noon, and it was interesting to me because he basically broke down Tua's big games. He broke down to his big games. Now, I had already did this before. And that's why I came up with some of the conclusions I came up with. But when he broke down the big games, you know, I was reading the article, and it was talking, you know, a lot about honestly, this isn't an unfair article. It's actually fair. It talks about some of his big games, some of his big moments, and things like that. So And I appreciated this article. So shout out to Cal Krabs for writing this. But the article basically, it went on to show y'all the picture of what I continue to try to explain to everybody. What I continue to try to explain to everybody's with my concerns. So I'm not going to sit here and do all the talking in the world. I'm going to show y'all what the article has. And I want y'all to think about it and tell me what you think. Because in 2018 and 2019, Tua Tagovailoa has only played 8. He has only played 8 ranked teams. He played 6 ranked teams in 2018, and he played 2 ranked teams in 2019. 8 games is what you would constitute big-time games for Tua Tagovailoa because they're all ranked teams. You know, I guess that's how you constitute big games, because I'm gonna show you where 2 of these definitely aren't big games, but they're ranked, so we'll call them big games, okay? And we're gonna break it down. We're gonna have a discussion about it because I want to talk with y'all about what I see, okay? Do you see what I see? All right, so we're gonna break it down. TD, you always say you don't care what they do on college. I don't care what they do on college because you got to come into the NFL and prove it. But college also does tell you something. And when I say I don't care what they did in college, I don't care about the accolades in college, but just pure how they play, evaluating their strengths and evaluating their. Come on now, you're being unfair to even say, TD, you say you don't care about what they did in college. You're being unfair when you say that. Because if that's the case, then I could just like any Joe Schmo quarterback from Westside College, which I don't even know if it exists, and just because I like him, we need to draft him in the first round. Stop that mess. I don't care what they did in college when it comes to their playing in the NFL, because you got to prove it fresh. But when it comes to selecting a player and choosing a player and evaluating their strengths and weaknesses and their skills, all you have is to look at what they did in college to try to identify the type of player you have, how good, how bad, how his strengths, his weaknesses, to do all of that. And I agree, checking out. Pat White balled out in college. Case in point, you're right. You're right. Learn me something, TD Talk. I'm ready to learn, my good sir. Oh, man. Big Time said, what's up, everyone? Learn me something, TD Talk. Ready to learn, my good sir. All right. Well, let me see if I can enlighten some people. So let me go ahead and work wonders. Put it on the screen. Y'all know what time it is. All right. This is a part of the article, okay? Here are the 8 big games that Tua Tagovailoa played in, okay? I don't care about all that other stuff. I don't care about that local community college they play the first game of the year or the bottom of the. I'm talking about ranked games, the tough of the tough, the best games, okay? In 2018 and 2019. So in 2018, he played number 22 Texas A&M. Let me repeat, number 22. They constitute this a big game because they're ranked. But we know 1 week you could be 22 and then you cannot be ranked for the rest of the season. I don't constitute it a big game, but it's ranked, number 22. They won 45-23. He was 22 of 30 passing, 387 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Amazing game. Again, number 22 Texas A&M, ladies and gentlemen. 2018, whoa, buddy. They're playing number 4 LSU. I love it. That's what you call competition. And they win 29-0. Impressive, young fella. Roar for the crowd. 25 of 42, 295 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. All right, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. 2-to-1 ratio. Now, against the best teams in college football, 2-to-1 ratio ain't that impressive, but the only thing that matters is that W, right, ladies and gentlemen? And this is the 2018 LSU. The 2018 LSU, okay? So 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Let's keep going. Then he played Mississippi State, number 18th ranked, another team that's 18th. Okay, competition. 14 of 61, 66% completion. I like it. 164 yards. Okay. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. 1-to-1 ratio. Not impressed, but hey, the only thing that matters is that 24 zip win. W, baby. I love it. I love it. Then, number 4, Georgia, another big game, baby. Another W, 35-28. Now, he was 10 for 25 passing. 10 for 25 passing. It don't look like he had his imprint on that game at all versus Georgia. 40% completion, 164 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Terrible game. Looks like a defense carried them in a running game. Had to be. They scored 35 points and he only accounted for 1 of them. Had to be defense. Not a good game at all. But hey, it happens, right? Now we're in the playoffs in 2018. We got number 4, Oklahoma, ladies and gentlemen. Only thing that matters, that W, 45-34. Now, I like these stats. Now, if you ask me, I don't care what all y'all be talking about and comparing out here. In 2018, against Oklahoma, this was his best game in college football, if you ask me. 45-35 W. 45-34 point win. 24 of 27. You can't get much more efficient than that. 318 and 4 touchdowns. To me, that's his best game in college football. That's his best game in college football. Jalen Hurts came in to save him. Hey, y'all gonna have to tell me which game. Please don't tell me that's the case in that Georgia game. Did Jalen Hurts come in and save him in that Georgia game? Is that what y'all talk about? Please don't tell me that, because that's going to make me look at this a little bit different now. Did Jalen Hurts come in that Georgia game? Is that what y'all talking about? I don't even remember. Y'all let me know. Carlos said versus Georgia. Let me get a few more people to verify. I want to make sure. Yes, versus Georgia. He got hurt. Stop it. I don't care if he got hurt. Nick Saban probably told him to act like he was hurt. 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. 10 for 25 passing. 10 for 25 passing. And Hurts, that's what happened. Hurts came in and saved the day. That's how they still won. Because I was like, man, how did they win that game with Tua going 10 for 25, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions? Gosh, how was that possible? I get it now. I'm sorry, y'all. I just didn't remember that. Now I remember the Georgia game. I remember because, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't actually watch that game. I remember now this is the one everybody's talking about. This is the one everybody talks about. It don't matter. He had a terrible game, okay? Big game, number 4, terrible, okay? Oklahoma, he came back the next week, in the playoffs and balled out. So he recovered. And against Oklahoma went easy, y'all. Same year, I believe this was the championship game versus Clemson, 44-16. He lost. He was 22 of 34, which ain't bad. 295, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. I get it. Them 2 interceptions hurt the whole team. Let's shrug it off. 2019, number 24, Texas A&M. He won, but another one I don't really count because they're in the 20s. Anything outside of 15, I don't really count, and three of these games are that. But anyway, 21 of 34, 293, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. And the one that we all know, 2019 versus number 1 LSU, it was a close game. 21 of 40 passing. See, somebody tried to trick me earlier today. They said, TD, why you hating on Tua? He balled out versus LSU. He had 418 yards and 4 touchdowns. And I was like, yeah, that was pretty sweet. I mean, the only thing that matters is that loss, but that was pretty sweet. But I forgot that the man went 21 for 40. I forgot he went 21 for 40. 52% completion percentage. Out of every single big game he's played, that game was the game where he threw the second most passes. 21 of 40. He threw it 40 times. That's why he had 418. 52% completion. Get out of here with that mess, man. So this is his big games, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I want to show y'all one thing, though, okay? I want to show y'all one thing that's interesting to me. I want y'all to remember the point that I was making this morning, because let me be clear here. This kid is talented. He's special. He's special. He has the potential to be one of the greats in the league. But let me ask y'all something. When you look at these stats, what's the one concern? What's the biggest concern that you have about this quarterback? If we took the picture of him off of here and we said this is a quarterback in their big games, what's the biggest thing that you have a concern about? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. Because it's the same thing I was saying this morning. I said I ain't ragged this kid about none of his skills. I only talk about one thing that I'm concerned about. Only one thing I'm concerned about. I ain't worried about the injuries. They happen, right? It ain't that he passes a lot. It's the one thing that everybody hold on to praise him about, but it's my concern. And I'm about to tell you why it's my concern. Same thing I've been telling y'all. I'm surprised nobody's saying it. Wow, actually one person said it, but I want to see if I can get some more. It's interceptions, y'all. It's the one thing a lot of people praise about him that I feel like is a concern. Some people say he's throwing the ball entirely too much. That's Alabama. That's what they switched to. Now, let me explain to y'all why I'm concerned about his interceptions. TD, the man only had 9 interceptions between those 2 years. Why are you hating on him? He only had 9 interceptions between 2018 and 2019. The 2 whole seasons, he only had 9. That's what y'all tell me, right? He only had 9 interceptions. Only 9. Now I want y'all to take a look at the screen and versus the best opponents. I want y'all to count right now how many interceptions did he throw against ranked teams. Count them right now and put the total in the comment section. He only had 9 total between 2 years, and how many did he throw against ranked teams? Please put it in the freaking comment section. And that's my point that I was making this morning. I ain't dogging him. This kid is talented. But just because I have one area of concern, please count right now on the screen how many interceptions did he throw between those 2 years against ranked teams, the best teams he's playing against. 8. 8 of his 9 interceptions came from better competition. Have I not been saying the same thing over and over and over? That's been my concern, because when I watch, and I didn't even know these stats, when I watch the film, I see how his interceptions are thrown, and I say, that ain't going to fly against great defenders. That's not going to work when a corner is getting locked down, but he throws it anyway. And he throws it anyway. Throws it anyway. Throws it anyway. And that's my concern. I don't want to see a Tua Tagovailoa come into the NFL letting it fly. Oh, he got picked off. Oh, he got picked off. What is he doing? Why is he doing that? The proof is right here, y'all. 8 of his 9 interceptions are against his top competition. Better defenses. What do you think he's going to get in the NFL? What do you think he's going to get in the NFL? What do you think he's going to get in the NFL, man? Somebody said 22 touchdowns. 22 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. What's a good touchdown to interception ratio? You know what? That's something I need to look up. I need to look that up. What is a good touchdown to interception ratio? What is a good one? Now remember, I want y'all to remember something. The touchdowns, I really want y'all to look at it, right? Number 22, Texas A&M, 4 touchdowns. Number 24, Texas A&M again, 4 touchdowns. 8 touchdowns against the 24th ranked and the 22nd ranked A&M. 8 touchdowns against a team that couldn't even stay ranked after that game. Texas A&M 22 in 2018 wasn't ranked after that game. Texas A&M 24th ranked after that game wasn't ranked anymore. Wasn't ranked anymore. And Texas A&M, without Texas A&M, you take away 8 touchdowns? That's 14-7 touchdown to interception ratio versus number 4 LSU, number 18 Mississippi State, number 4 Georgia, number 4 Oklahoma, number 2 Clemson, and number 1 LSU. 14-7 touchdown interception ratio. Now talk to me. You throw in the 22nd and the 24th ranked team. Now, oh, that's good against a ranked team, TD. Take the bottom of the barrel. 14-7 touchdown to interception ratio. Come on, man. Come on. TW Bluff said ranked 24 or not. They are ranked. Okay. Okay, TW Bluff. I'll keep it in there if you want. 22 to 8. Okay. I'll keep it in there. That still don't change the fact that out of the 9 interceptions this guy had all year, 8 of them came from a ranked team. Do you not see an issue with that? So, when I say my only concern with Tua Tagovailoa is I don't want him to come into this league as an interception machine, this is why I was saying it, y'all. And I know a lot of people are going to think that I'm bringing this up to defame the kid. No. I'm basically explaining to y'all because y'all are hitting me up an email asking me, how is somebody hit me an email and said, your assessment of Tua in big games isn't valid when it comes to interceptions. Give us the facts. So I said, okay, I already know the facts, but let me go ahead and make sure I get the accurate numbers. But that's the only concern I have with the kid in his game. because I feel like he has a behavior in his game. The behavior that I don't like in his game is that he lets it rip. And I always say this. People say he reads defenses. I don't see it. Every time he throws the ball and his receiver has an 8-foot separation, I can't tell you whether or not he read the defense. All I can tell you is whether or not he read the defense, if it's tight coverage and he decides to throw it or not. He's been stricken with the luxury of being able to throw it at will. In every interception that I've looked at, I said, why did he even throw that? It didn't even look close to being open. Not even a squeeze in. And then I look at his eyes. I look at how he's, quote unquote, looking out the safety. And then coming back the other way, already in motion, he gonna let it rip regardless of where the defender is. Oh, but it's a 60-yard touchdown because the receiver got an 8-yard separation. He got an 8-yard separation. All I'm doing right now is giving y'all the logic of why I said what I said. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. Some of y'all gonna look at it as trying to talk down on the kid. No, I'm pointing out flaws so that when we're watching this kid in preseason and when we're watching him in regular games, we can identify how well he processes that in the NFL. These are TD's concerns about Tua Tagovailoa. Now let's see if he can grow from those. Just like y'all say with Tannehill. Oh, Tannehill couldn't throw the deep ball. Okay, he can't throw the deep ball. Let's sit back and see if he develops it. But some of y'all want to act like this ain't even a concern for Tua. That's my whole point here. We're sitting here arguing about this ain't a concern for him. He only had this amount of interceptions. Bro, it was only 9 interceptions in 2 years. And 8 of those 9 was against actual good opponents. 8 of those 9 were actually against good opponents. This is the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. This is the NFL. Every week you'll be playing good opponents. Every week. TW Bluff said all these flaws can be fixed. I agree. All these flaws can be fixed. Now we get to sit back and see if he fixes them. I wasn't saying it to make a point. See, some of y'all think that when I say this, I'm trying to say that he's going to throw 1 million interceptions in the NFL and he's going to be no good. No. I'm saying this is a concern that I have for Tua right now. And we need to watch him grow in this area, in this league, and avoid these mistakes. Because a month ago, somebody told me, look at Tua Tagovailoa. He's the perfect football player. You can't look at his game and say anything wrong about it. I said, well, I actually have some concerns. I actually feel like there's certain areas of his game that he can improve on that people don't even know exist because they're looking at stats and they're looking at the result. They're looking at stats and the result. What's his problem? He ain't got no flaws. I'm concerned about his gunslinger mentality. That's what I said earlier on. I used the term gunslinger mentality. What do you mean gunslinger mentality? He get touchdowns with it. I say, yeah, but sometimes he's not really reading the defense. He's just throwing it, expecting his guy to be where they need to be. And everybody keep calling that anticipation. Just like Russell Wilson lost his team a Super Bowl due to anticipation. Russell Wilson lost his team a Super Bowl because of anticipation. He didn't care about the defender being where he was. He just knew where he wanted to go with it, and he let it crank. Am I wrong? Some of y'all probably going to come in the comment section right now and say, Russell Wilson ain't lose that game. Not running beast mode lost that game. At the end of the day, everybody want to talk about beast mode in that game, but we don't want to look at the fact of that was a bad decision by Russell Wilson to even throw it. He sat there. He never looked like he was backpedaling or anything. He just sat there. He just sat there on the route. And Russell Wilson threw it right there. And all he had to do was say, oh, let me step right up. And that's what happened. And like I said, there go Michael said, if they ran the ball and won, then Wilson would have won. I agree. If they ran the ball and they would have won, then Wilson would have run. But they put the ball in Wilson's hand to win it for him, and he made a mistake. That should not sit here and ignore that. That don't mean Russell Wilson ain't great. That doesn't mean he's not great. But in that moment, he made a mistake. Nobody has ever put any onus on Russell Wilson in that moment. Do y'all notice that? I have yet to hear a single person in the entire football world put any ownership at that moment on Russell Wilson. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. In the biggest moment of the game, he made a pass that he shouldn't have thrown if he read the defense. It was sitting right there. Thanks, Carlos, for telling me I'm wrong, but I didn't say Simon Says. It's a fact. Not a single person in the football world ever said one word about Russell Wilson's decision-making at that moment. Didn't say a word. He should have never thrown that ball. He cocked back, knew where he wanted to go, and let it ride, and the defender was almost shocked. He was like, whoa, let me step in. Is this happening to me? Oh, boom, I got it. Oh, my gosh. I can't believe he threw it right to me. Now, his guy was going to be there perfectly at that time, but I never moved. And that proves to you, it proves it, y'all. A lot of these quote-unquote great elite quarterbacks, they're not reading defenses. They're relying on their guy to be in a specific spot because it's not easy to play defense. If your connection is flawless, these guys just let it rip regardless of where the defender is. They look at the defense. They say this guy should be open right here. Because based off of the defense, they're playing in a zone. He's going to come across at this moment, and it's always a window right here to fit it in, and I'm going to let it ride. Until you play elite defenders or good defenders, and they don't do what a person does in a traditional defensive set on that. They don't do that. And they pick you off. I'm telling y'all, look at some of these elite quarterbacks. They are not reading defenses. They're just connecting with their receivers because their receivers are so good and they're getting separation. It ain't many guys in this league throwing in tight windows, squeezing it in there. They letting it ride and their receiver got some of the defender 2, 3, 4 feet away from them. There was zero excuse for Russell Wilson to have thrown that ball. That was his mistake in the most crucial moment. But you know what? That's the way it works. Nobody will ever, they will never blame him for that. Ball game said time routes still exist. I agree. Timing routes do exist. Matter of fact, that's the whole point. A lot of these elite quarterbacks, they run a lot of timing routes. They get that chemistry together. You're supposed to be here. I'm going to put that ball there. Get there. And they run a timing route. The problem is with great defenses that show you one look, but they go into another. That's how they get their interceptions. That's how they get their interceptions. That's why the 49ers are successful. They run that press bail. It looked like they're going to be bump and run, press coverage, and follow you all over the field, but they press you. Soon as that ball hike, they bail and get in their positions. And then the quarterback's throwing in that spot, and they pick them off. That's how that works. That's how that works. And you know who became a master? You know who learned the hard way of how that works, and then he became a master? Y'all brought it up this morning. Name one quarterback who learned the hard way, and then he became a master at it. Let me see if y'all remember. Y'all the one brought it up this morning. You were right. He learned the hard way his rookie season. Then he became a master of it. G. Fern said, you know you my man, TD, but Tua will be fine. Yeah, I'm sure he will. Our golden child, Marino, threw 23 interceptions in back-to-back years in college. Tua has 11 for his career. That's not my concern, though. That's not my concern. Did Dan not throw any interceptions? I'm just curious. Did Dan not throw any interceptions? Just wondering. And on top of it, I do believe Tua is going to be fine. Some of y'all think y'all missing the point. I'm just telling y'all why I've said the things that I've said. Why I've said that, what the things that I've said. I believe it's not going to be a concern for Tua, but I'm not going to ignore it. Me as a personal person, I believe it's not going to be a concern, but I'm only being optimistic. But I'm still recognizing that's something that he has to get better at. He has to work on that. He has to realize you just can't let it rip in the NFL. You might put up some yards because you're going to catch people sleeping at times, but every time you get to the biggest game, and you need those biggest games in the NFL. You need those games in the NFL. You need these biggest games. To be successful in this league, you got to play at an elite level in the biggest games. And you know what the number one thing you can do to become elite in the big games? Don't turn the ball over. The biggest thing you can do in the big games is don't turn the ball over. And there's times you can turn it over and still win, but you're definitely working against yourself. I tell y'all with Patrick Mahomes last year in the Super Bowl, it's funny to me if Jimmy Garoppolo made that one pass across the middle, 49ers would be Super Bowl champs. And people would actually say Mahomes didn't have his best game. Those turnovers really cost him. Those 2 interceptions really cost him. But since they won, everybody ignores it. He played like the MVP. Everybody knows Damian Williams should have been the freaking MVP. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Damian Williams, the one who had to actually make up for Patrick Mahomes getting picked off twice. He had to make up for this guy getting picked off twice. Literally. Literally, man. TD, can you please name one player who had a college career you would call good at QB at TDPHINSTALK? Tua Tagovailoa, he had a good college career. Joe Burrow had a good college career. I mean, there's 4 or 5 quarterbacks every year that has a good college career. And let me tell y'all another thing about the SEC. Do you know in 2018, Tua threw 6 picks? In the SEC, do you know where that ranks him out of all quarterbacks in the SEC? Put it in the comment section. How many quarterbacks had less picks than Tua Tagovailoa in 2018? And he only threw 6. He only threw 6. How many quarterbacks had less interceptions than Tua in 2018 in the SEC? Just the SEC. Just his conference. Just his conference. How many quarterbacks had less interceptions the whole season of 2018 in his conference? See if y'all know. Do y'all even know how many teams are in the SEC? Do y'all even know how many teams are in the SEC? 5 picks is top. You're wrong, Brandon. Somebody said 3 players. No. 7 quarterbacks in the SEC that started in 2018 had less interceptions than Tua Tagovailoa. 7 quarterbacks. And 4 quarterbacks tied him with 6. 4 quarterbacks tied him with 6. And these are facts. Go look them up. These are facts. Go look them up. Go look them up if you don't believe me. We make it seem like, oh, his biggest strengths is the interceptions. Look how many teams in the SEC. He in the middle of the pack of the whole conference. Seven quarterbacks that started in the SEC had less interceptions. And his defense was one of the great ones. And there's 4 other quarterbacks that had 6 with him. So y'all stop all that, oh, that's his strength, TD. Well, it must be everybody's strength in the SEC. That must be everybody's strength in the SEC. I don't get that whatsoever, man. I really do hope that this is something that they recognize and he recognizes and he work on it. And y'all keep on asking, why do you even bring this up, TD? The reason why I bring this up is because I want to win a Super Bowl. I don't want a Lamar Jackson. Does all the stuff, but that one area is always going to hold him back. No, not hold him back, hold the team back. Some of y'all don't like that I care about it. Some of y'all don't like that I care. I'm going to use y'all own words. I don't want 7 more years of the same thing. How about that? I don't. I hope because here's what scares me. A lot of y'all don't believe that's an issue. And it scares me that what if he doesn't, nor the coaching staff, they don't either. What if they don't think it's an issue either? But it's the one thing that keeps coming back to bite us. It's the one thing that keeps coming back to bite us. In the biggest moment, throwing the pick. In the biggest moment, we finally made the playoffs. We're in an AFC championship game, maybe. Gosh, why did he throw that? Maybe we're even in the Super Bowl. Why did he Russell Wilson us? Maybe it's the last game of the season, and if we win it, we go to the playoffs. Gosh, why would he throw that? That's the only reason I'm bringing it up, because I'm concerned about that. And y'all, and people get mad at me because I have that concern. Oh, it ain't that serious, TD, until it happens. Until it happens. It ain't that, man, have y'all been paying attention to the last 20 years? It's all good until it happened. You know what y'all ain't used to? Y'all ain't used to somebody criticizing our quarterback the way that I am right now. And then you wonder why every single one of them we had never worked out. G-Firm said, you say Tua is a gunslinger, and I would concur with that. Can you name one QB gunslinger that wasn't prone to throwing picks from time to time? Be easy. No. What does that have to do with anything? That's just like Fitzpatrick. He's a gunslinger. I love the numbers he puts up at times and how he can make it happen. But in a crucial moment, what do gunslingers do? They throw interceptions. Do you think them interceptions help? You think them interceptions help? You know what? I'm more curious. How many gunslinger QBs won Super Bowls and threw minimal picks? Well, how many gunslinger QBs are there that won Super Bowls? I'm actually curious about that. True gunslingers. Maybe back in the day, maybe. I don't even know. How many gunslingers won Super Bowls? How many? I'm curious. How many gunslingers won Super Bowls? In the last 20 years, have there been any? In the new age of football, where you can't be physical with the receiver, how many gunslingers won a Super Bowl? Y'all know any in the last 20 years? I'm just curious. I'm trying to think myself. He was somewhat a gunslinger, but he didn't win no Super Bowl. Let me see. Y'all got any? Not that many. Well, somebody got to have one. Mahomes. Stop. Stop that Mahomes stuff. Stop that Mahomes stuff. Y'all try to bucket Mahomes in this gunslinger. What Mahomes is an improviser. That's his biggest strength. He ain't just tossing the ball in the pocket. That ain't what Mahomes doing. Mahomes rolling to the right, letting it fly as the play breaks down. When the receiver route is actually over and now they got to go out there improvising. That's what Mahomes doing. Gunslingers stay in that pocket and they letting it rip all day, every day. That's what gunslingers do. I ain't talking about the guy where the defense supposed to break down after 6 seconds and then he letting it fly. I'm talking about gunslingers. Their primary thing is in the pocket and they letting it fly all over the field. Anybody that get out of the pocket, obviously 6 seconds don't went by. Come on, man. That craziness. What he said? Eli. Is Eli, y'all consider Eli a gunslinger? I'm curious. Ryan Tannehill ain't no gunslinger. Ryan Tannehill is more of a precision guy. He ain't no gunslinger. Now, he has a gunslinger mentality. He said ever since Marino said, find your target and stick it. He's been sticking it. He has that mentality, but a gunslinger also has to be the primary focus of the offense. You're throwing the ball more than you're running, and you're putting it in your hand, and you're trying to throw, like you're throwing the ball a lot during the game. You're a gunslinger. You're a gunslinger. Rodgers is not a gunslinger. No, Rodgers is another one. Rodgers is the guy that improvising out of the pocket. That's when he makes his big plays. He's a good quarterback in the pocket too, but no, y'all missing the point of gunslinger. Y'all equating this gunslinger mentality with guys of today. No, I'm talking about guys who are slinging that rock within 3 to 4 seconds max. Their sole purpose is in the pocket, slinging it all over the field, inside the numbers, outside the numbers, from the pocket, slinging it. Not the guy who rolls out and the play already broke down. You're going to find somebody. Let it ride. That's every quarterback, if they get out of the pocket, they letting it ride. I'm talking about the true gun slinger from the pocket at least 80% of the time. Gunslingers throw interceptions, but they also hurt their team. Jameis Winston, that boy know how to put up points, but it's counterproductive. It's counterproductive. That's what people need to understand. It's counterproductive. For every touchdown he gives the team an extra opportunity. It's that simple. Brees is a gunslinger. Yeah, I'll give you that one. To me, he is. Brees is a gunslinger. I'll give you that one. Brees is a gunslinger. Brees is definitely a gunslinger. I will give you that one. Let me see. Which when did Drew Brees win the Super Bowl? Let me see. When did Drew Brees win the Super Bowl? Let me see. When did Drew Brees win the Super Bowl? Let's see. Let me see. It was where was it? 09. Yeah, Breeze. I give y'all that one, no doubt. No doubt, man. Breeze is that guy, though. Breeze is that guy. Boy, that boy bad, man. That's the one person, you know what? I wonder actually, where would you put Breeze? Does Breeze make top 5 all time? I'm curious, y'all. Does Breeze, should he be allowed in the conversation of top 5 of all time? Breeze does have the arm strength to be a gunslinger. Nah, he a gunslinger. See, gunslinging ain't always got to be down the field, y'all. It ain't always got to be down the field. He just slinging it down the field all the time for the big play. Breeze does that too. I actually would say Drew Brees is a gunslinger. I would. Somebody say he's most definitely top 5. Ooh. Y'all think Brees top 5 all time quarterback? It's like a part of me want to agree, but it's a tough list to make your top 5. Hold on. Let me ask this qualifying question. Yes or no? Does Peyton, that is, of course, Manning and Brady, are both of them in front of Breeze? That's your qualifier. Manning and Brady, are both of them in front of Breeze? Manning and Brady. I'm just curious. I don't have the answers on all this. I want to know what y'all think. Manning and Brady, are both of them in front of Breeze? Yes. Only Brady. Yes. The only knock on Breeze is the lack of championships. He has the numbers to prove it. So where is Dan Marino? I want y'all to take y'all Dolphin hat off real quick. Where is Dan Marino? Does he make the top 5? Like, take your Dolphin hat off. Or try to take your Dolphin hat off. Try to take it off at least. Does he make top 5? Marino ain't top 5. Marino is not top 5. No to Marino. Now, what if Marino had the one ring that Breeze had? Is he top 5 then? I'm curious. I'm playing this out right here because I want to understand some stuff. If Marino had the one ring that Breeze has, is he top 5 then? Yes, no. Marino is top 10. With one ring, Marino with the ring, number 1 QB ever, in my opinion. I live by that. Let me tell y'all something. In my opinion, if Marino had that one ring, man, he should be. I truly believe that's number 1. Let me tell y'all why. First of all, he's the one who set all the freaking records. He the one that set all the records. Like, if you really think about it, he was the last era. Like, behind him, the only what many will call legend was Brett Favre. You got to realize Peyton, Brady, Breeze, they're the era after Marino. And this Marino played football when the league was in the process of transitioning the level of physicality allowed. Marino played in the era where they were transitioning the level of physicality allowed. Where now you can't touch the quarterback and the receiver has favorable rules for themselves. The rules against receivers are so much more favorable now. These guys are running around the field in open space now. That's why zone became so big at one point. Because if you man to man and you get beat on that first step, you're done. But in the past, when you could actually use your hands in certain ways and be more physical, they love playing man to man. But once they start calling the ticky-tack interferences and all of that, a lot of teams start going to zone in different hybrids. I'm not saying I don't respect the stats that are put up today, but these receivers are out here allowed to run loose and free with zero fear about going through the middle. Ain't nobody got no fear about going through the middle anymore. Now, don't get me wrong. They still think about that stinger that can happen. But with the way the rules are, the fear ain't even close to being the same. These receivers are out here running wild and free. Why you think the biggest investment for a team now is the cornerback? The biggest investment for a team right now is the cornerback position. Because the league's rules allow these receivers to run free. So you need the best of the best, the most athletic guys who can keep up with them without touching them. Without touching them. Marino did that in a hybrid era, man. I remember Zach Thomas and them on defense. They were laying that wood. You ain't allowed to lay the wood like that no more. You ain't allowed to no more. Now, if you ask me, because I watch Marino era. Little boy sitting on the floor watching my dad watch the game, and I'm watching the game. I'm watching football. I'm liking it, but I really don't know the ins and outs. But I'm watching Marino, McDuffie, all them boys. I'm watching them. Little boy sitting there, rocking and watching. Muddy field. You know, Miami field just always was messy. I'm just watching. Everybody jersey got that brown dirt on it. Not black, but brown dirt. I'm just watching. I'm loving how that ball moving. I'm loving it. Marino slinging it. But you know what I think Marino's downfall is? I try to stay away from why Marino didn't get a ring. I let everybody who actually understood football to a great length at that time tell me all the time. But after talking to everybody, I think it's the Brady situation with Marino. I think Marino was the exact opposite of Brady. Marino wanted his money, and Brady gave up some to have better talents around him. Because I always ask, those who've been around, hey, man, why Marino this and that? Well, the run game. Why Marino this and that? Well, this was the reason. Well, why Marino this and that? Well, he never really showed up big in the playoffs. Why Marino this and that? But when I put everything together, because y'all know me, I go back and look at salaries and everything. Marino ain't helped this team out ever when it came to that money. He took his. It was what it was. You tripping, TD. Marino played in basketball games scores with the Jets. What you talk about, prologue? I ain't say nothing negative about Marino. I just said if Marino got a Super Bowl, I would have him number one all time because he the one that set the records in a league that still allowed the physicality where receivers couldn't just run free and do what they wanted to in this world. Where you could actually still lay that hard hat on the quarterback. You could still actually hit the quarterback. He set him in that era. For all y'all young guys, you have to understand the league wanted the scores to go because the league is a product. If you don't like TD, you don't watch TD. Phins talk. If you don't like football, you don't watch football. So the league's number one responsibility is to make sure that you love football so you'll always watch it. You love football, so you'll always watch it. So what makes you love football? Explosive plays, crazy offense. Think about it today. What sells the most? The Lamar Jackson, just the explosiveness. The Patrick Mahomes, the explosiveness. The Deshaun Watson. You even got Tua Tagovailoa, ain't played it down, but the explosiveness. It sells. So the league said, how can we get more explosiveness, get more scoring? Well, first off, we need to change these wide receiver rules. They out here dropping balls in tight coverage. They're not catching anything. People don't like to watch punts all day. People don't like the ball getting punted all day, back and forth. Punts. Let's change these receiver rules. And then they also had to protect the brand because the biggest position that sold the most was the quarterback position. Let me tell you what they said. Marino, Favre, Montana, everybody's leaving the league. They're gone. Their careers are ending. Who's the new era? And every time we think we got a person for the new era, they getting jacked up and hurt. When Brady got hurt? When Brady got hurt? When Brady hurt himself. Rules changed again. The year Brady got hurt, ratings went down. They changed the rules. You know how they say the Jordan rules? Brady got rules too. Call them the Brady rules. It got ridiculously crazy after Brady got hurt. It was already bad in like 2003, 2004, 2005. It already started to switch. Let me put it like this. The last time you saw quality football from a defensive perspective, and when I say quality, I mean hard hits and who cares? We going to war. Like war defense. The last time I saw that was when Ray Lewis put a jersey on. And then it transitioned to the Palomalu type. And now I can't name a single person in the league that you revere as that Ray Lewis. I mean, we got some dogs out here that play well and they can lay a hit and they got a lot of tackles. See, it's sexy now. Oh, he's a leading tackler. He's fierce. But I don't see no Ray Lewis guys out there, and I ain't talking about just skill. I'm talking about, I'm going to war. I am at war right now. There's some guys at war out there, but they got to be at war within the confines of the rules. Ray Lewis and them don't give me no J.J. Watt. What is wrong with you? Don't give me no J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt don't even scratch that surface. He's a dog. He's good at what he does. But when it comes to, you see, what you're talking about is that pull out here like, no, I ain't talking about that guy who goes 120 on every play. I'm talking about that guy who goes 120 and has no fear for losing his life on that field. That's what I'm talking about. There's a total difference. J.J. Watt goes 120. He's all at it all day. But I'm talking about the guy that go 120, and I'm out here to lose my I know that sounds extreme, but y'all know some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Is TD off right now? Am I tripping right now? If you watch the Ray Lewis and the guys before him, am I tripping right now? Am I exaggerating how they approach the game? How they were out there, they didn't care if they broke their back. They were gonna give you, they were gonna give it to you. Y'all let me know if I'm tripping right now. We ain't got that no more. We don't have that no more. And Marino did it in that era. Broke all the records. I mean, come on, y'all. Look at Drew Brees. Drew Brees is awesome, y'all. But look at him. He back there with his chin up, chilling. Am I wrong? Am I lying? Drew Brees ain't no scrambler. Drew Brees ain't no, it's trouble. Let me roll out and doing all that fancy stuff. Drew Brees always got that protection, chin up. Drew Brees is in an arcade. That ain't taking nothing away from Drew Brees. He in my top 5. I believe he is. I think he is. I don't know. I gotta think that through. I ain't taking nothing away from Drew Brees. But is this man not chilling when he play football? Say what? Chin up. Looking. Getting it done. What Quint said, man. Let me see. Pack of wild dogs. That's how they were, man. Mr. Ballgame say they are still around, TD. The game has just evolved. Cats are just doing it different now. No. Ballgame. These guys, I know that there are dogs in this league that are capable of being Ray Lewis. But like you say, the way the game has changed, you can't, they're not unleashed like I don't think we're even seeing some of these guys' full potential. Some of them are like, man, if the rules were like this, oh boy, I'll be so much nastier. You think I'm nasty now? That's what I mean, ball game. I know it's some guys that's just as crazy, and JJ Watt might be one of them guys, but you can never compare them now because the way the rules are set up. The way the rules are set up. Now, I ain't gonna lie, the way the rules are set up before, yeah, they were unsafe. It's when every week you saw a guy get hit and their body just stiff. Their body just stiff. Every week. It was brutal. But it was, I ain't gonna lie, it was the violence of the game that a lot of people loved. And that's sad to say, but it's the truth. I prefer it to be safer, of course, because I mean, at the end of the day, you want to look out for players, their health, because look at CTE now. Look what it's doing to players. If you haven't seen concussion, that'll wake you up to actually understand why the rules also had to change. But don't ignore that with these new age quarterbacks. Don't ignore that with these new age quarterbacks. Right now, you can hit a quarterback a half a second late, and it's a flag. Man, they used to hit QBs 2 seconds after the play, and that's just the borderline. Okay, QBs used to get hit every play. Every play. Let me give y'all a better example. And Ndamukong Suh is the prime example of a guy who wanted to have that type of attitude of playing like the guys did before. And why you think they made him out to be the villain all the time? Because the league ain't allowing that no more. Suh. Now, he was doing some extra crazy stuff too, but still, he has that. He's that type of guy. He want to fight you anytime over everything, like when he's on the field at war. And Adams still lays the wood. Phins ain't changing his gameplay. Bang, bang plays. Hold on, Mr. Ballgame. When you say Adams, who are you talking about? Who are you talking about when you say Adams? Who are you talking about when you say Adams? Please tell me, Ballgame. Because I hope you ain't saying who I think you saying, because I got a great question for you if you are. Maybe you not, man. Maybe you not. I'm going to wait on this. I'm going to wait on this response. Jamal, that's who I thought he was talking about. So, man, I need Ballgame on here right now because I want to ask Ballgame the question that I was talking to y'all a week ago or a week and a half ago about with Jamal Adams. I want to ask y'all, the man, because he's fresh off of 2 straight Pro Bowls, first team all pro. Ballgame, who would you take? Jamal Adams or Xavier Howard? Please answer the question, man. Please don't run from it. Don't hide. Answer the question, man. Answer the question. Answer the question right now, Ballgame. Answer that question. Who would you take? Jamal Adams or Xavier Howard? Please tell me now, man, because I know I wasn't tripping last week. But like he said Jamal Adams, he still play old school football. Oh, and that wasn't his response. Because I already saw that before I even asked. Where he at, man? I don't see Ballgame, man. I don't see him. He ain't answering the question, man. Or did he answer it? Did I miss it? I'm going to wait, man. Hopefully Ballgame listening, man. I need that answer. I need that answer. Who do you take? Please tell me, man. Oh my God, if we could do that. Hey, X is a Gase guy. X is a Gase guy. Did ball game disappear on us, y'all? Did he run from the question, man? Man. Oh, there you go. He said Adams all day. So ball game. I don't know if you missed this stream. You must have missed the stream, okay? I was floored, bro, because you know Jamal Adams, you know, they shopping him out there, right? I gave this question to everybody. I said, if you can sign Logan Ryan right now and bring in Jamal Adams and trade, well, basically you bring in Jamal Adams and Logan Ryan for Xavier Howard. I just threw the weirdest, craziest hypothetical out there. I said, if you can send Xavier Howard to the Jets, you can go sign Logan Ryan and bring in Jamal Adams. Would that make the team better? Would that be better? Do you know that 80% of the people in the comment section were like, no, I take X? I almost lost my head. And they were serious. Like they weren't trolling me, ball game. Like the way that they were responding, they were not trolling me, bro. They were not trolling. They were dead serious. They said, X all day, X all day. I didn't know what to do. I said, we're talking about making our team better. We're talking about making our team better. And do you realize how much better this team would be if we did the defense? You think the defense is better now? Come on, man. Jamal Adams and bring in Logan Ryan to be just like Fitzpatrick, a stopgap. Come on, man. Come on, man. Ball game says send me the link. Man, I gotta hear from you, man, because I almost lost my head. I was like, are people serious about? I said, stop trolling, y'all. Y'all be honest for a second. I said, stop trolling. People said, stop hating on X, TD. I take X all day. They started saying I'm hating again. They started saying I'm hating again. I was floored, man. Do you know that our defense wouldn't just be better? It would go off the charts. It would go. Logan Ryan coming off his best NFL year. His best year. He was a Pro Bowl alternate. It's actually not easy to make the Pro Bowl as a cornerback in this league. They're gonna rip Tupac, say this hate for X, man. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
All right, hold on, man. Let me get this right, man. All right. So just so I can answer this question for you, man, there would be no question to what I would do, man, if Adam Gase was stupid enough to actually put us in a situation where we could acquire Jamal Adams and he wanted Xavier Howard, because with us acquiring Byron Jones, we have Nick Needham, who has already shown that he can lock down that opposite side. Then you would have, without a shadow of a doubt, we'd have two pieces, one up on the perch up top that has been known throughout his entire career to be what I consider to be a generational player now at this point at that position. Now you got Byron
best
Jones
player in
brought
the league at that position. First team All Pro.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. And then what we've done up front with that front seven, bro, this takes the whole defense to a whole nother level. Jamal Adams, anybody right now passing on giving the Jets whatever they want to get him is stupid. And I think the only problem right now is that Jerry Jones going to pull the trigger, and he's going to probably wind up being a Cowboy.
Well, let me ask you this, ball game.
I'd do it, man.
Let me help people. Let me help people.
I love Xavier Howard. You know I love Xavier Howard, but he be gone if I can get Jamal Adams.
Let me help people understand this scenario. Rashad Jones is Jamal Adams.
Rashad Jones is, well, Jamal Adams, to me, looking at him, Jamal Adams is a more athletic, freakishly gifted Rashad Jones.
So if y'all love Rashad Jones,
man. You don't see guys.
This is Rashad Jones
listen, anybody
cheat code.
Anybody that can't see anybody that doesn't understand how hard it is to be an all-pro both years of your career in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? The first two. Come on, man. This kid is phenomenal. His tape, the things that he does for that Jets defense and how he moves from hash to hash and he can get from sideline to sideline and listen, when I tell you knock the dust loose on people is unreal. I mean, all you have listen, he is really without a shadow of a doubt my biggest concern. I thought Marcus May, their free safety, was going to be a guy like Jamal, and I was like, oh, Lord, they done pair these two together, but Jamal Adams separated himself from Marcus May like nobody's business. That dude, without a shadow of a doubt, is their defense.
Mm-hmm.
And them losing him, if they lose him, you better hope Adam Gase better get a haul because
he's the type of guy that you pay.
Yes, you pay him. Listen,
people forget we were paying Rashad Jones $20 million a year.
You let other people go to pay him because he gonna make everybody. He's the type of dude. He gonna make everybody on that defense work and be better. That's Jamal Adams. And he ain't going to be apologetic about it. He's not going to be apologetic about telling you to do your job and holding you accountable. He is what you would consider the field general on your defense. He going to make sure everybody aligned, and he going to do his job 110%.
And he's the type of guy that's going to make Nick Needham look 10 times better.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he going to demand Nick Needham be better, or he going to call you out for it. Now, to some people, that rubs people the wrong way because some professionals don't like to be critiqued by their buddies on the field. But you have to want a guy like that. Any coach with any common sense covets having guys like that because you don't have to really do much with them. You just got to tell them what the assignment is, and then they go out there and they make sure it gets done. He your field general.
Ball game, they were serious, bro. They were serious saying X all day. They were serious. I almost lost my mind on that stream.
Corners are definitely an exclusive position, and if you have the luxury of having a multitude of them, and it'll be hard to actually give up Xavier. But when you got a guy that, because Jamal can walk down in the box and he can cover in the slide, he can cover out on the edge, he can do all that stuff the same way too. So you're actually getting. Can X go back there and do what Jamal does? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Can X come down and walk down in the box and take on them tackles and take on a tight end and then Stonewall.
Never has ball game.
Exactly.
Not even a guy that you would send on a corner blitz ball game.
Listen, Stonewall, not just stop, but Stonewall in his tracks, a 252-pound fullback, shed him and make the tackle in the backfield. That's a Jamal Adams for you. That's a linebacker playing safety running at corner speed. The dude is phenomenal. So when I saw that the Jets, that would have been a wish list of all wish lists. I don't care what he want. Pay him. You pay that dude.
Mm-hmm. Hey, do you think something like that could actually happen for Miami?
Nah, because he wouldn't let us have him in our division because he wouldn't have to face him. The fact of the matter is, Gase don't want him because Gase can't control him.
But don't Gase like X?
Gase love X, but Gase can't control. He don't. The only reason, listen, he would love to keep Jamal Adams, but he don't want to have to deal with the fact that Jamal Adams know Adam Gase is full of crap. That's the issue. These kids have been around. These dudes have been around the game long enough to know what good football look like. And Adam Gase don't have a smidget of defensive experience. So him being the head coach, he ain't gonna put a whole lot of onus into helping that defense get better. They got to go out there and do what they got to do based on whoever's in charge of them. And he won his money too. He look, man, I don't put it on the line for y'all. I ain't missed no games. I done this. I'm at the top of my position. Tell me a guy better than me playing my position right now.
Man, I wouldn't be surprised if Miami.
You name me one strong safety in the league right now better than Jamal Adams.
Listen, you ain't got to sell it to me. I already know what time it is. So I was just mind blown when people were arguing with me about it. And the crazy thing is, I didn't just say Jamal Adams. I said plus Logan Ryan.
Yeah, Logan Ryan to me, He'd help, but we got young guys that can do what Logan Ryan do for the price tag that he's asking. Bring him on to help teach these guys. I'm all for it. But then he'd be just like
Logan in for $7 million a year. I know he asking for 10.
Yeah,
but would you bring him in for 7?
If he takes six and a half, I'd do it. But I ain't giving him 10. I'm not gonna give you 10 to come in here to teach. I can teach myself.
Yeah. So you would be banking on Needham taking that primary role.
Oh yeah.
And sure. Noah being thrown in for snaps as well.
Yeah.
And then you got the guy behind them that's going to make sure they don't look bad in Jamal Adams.
Exactly.
Defense better instantly.
You bring a Jamal in, man. You bring a Jamal in. Well, we got better with bringing Byron in because now X don't have to do nothing but take the number 2 receiver. Byron taking all the responsibilities for the number 1 guy. All Needham and whoever else gonna play in the slot got to do now at this point is just not get beat by the slot guy. They don't have to worry so much, or learn the intricacies of the double way, because at this point, slot guys, you never know where they're going. You know what I'm saying? They move in motion to bring them back across your face. But you put a guy like Jamal Adams in your secondary on the perch, done deal, bro.
So my thing is this: what's our weakest?
Roll back to free safety.
Yeah, well, what's our biggest concern on our defense right now?
The biggest concern I have on our defense right now is the fact that these guys are coming now into the second year. Graham's gone, so whoever is calling the defense, right? There's going to be familiarity across the board because at the end of the day, man press coverage is probably without a shadow of a doubt the simplest thing you can call, but it's the most complicated because of the fact that your athletes have to be prepared to repeat that process every play on the field, right? So you got to deal with the fatigue aspect of that. When you got to run with a guy, you got to fight him at the line of scrimmage, and you got to run with him for 15, 20 yards, and then you got to come right back and do that the very next play. Yeah, he's tired, but he can take the play off. You still got to be there to jam with him. And if he don't go nowhere, then you don't go nowhere. So you take your rest in between. It's the repetition. Right? Over and over and over again. That's the hardest part about playing man press. And just remembering without a shadow of a doubt for the young guys in particular. The vets get it. Forget the last play. It's gone. Make the next play your best play. That's the part that a defensive coordinator in this scheme has to remember. The front 7 got their job. That back 4, they got a lot to do. And then when we get into the exotics of having to match up against 3 and 4 wide receiver sets or flex sets with the tight end off the line of scrimmage, then it becomes a chess match. But those guys still have to be ready to repeat the process over and over and over again and not fall into the lulls of, oh, my God, they're not throwing the ball over here. Because the minute you take off, the minute they got you and they don't score. You see what I'm saying? That's the hardest part about playing. That's the hardest part about playing man press. Zone is hard for people to transition to because most guys that play man press have never actually been taught to not, you know what I'm saying? They have their eyes center mass on the receiver. But in zone, you got to watch the quarterback. It's anticipation. And a lot of guys that play man press aren't good at that. So I'm glad that Flores has us actually going to be put into more of a man press situation because the responsibilities are not as big. But at the same time, they are because you got to repeat it over and over and over again. You got to be ready to go, which means their bodies have to be at physical tip-top shape, and you got to be ready to do that over and over and over and over again.
Because I was studying his interview recently, and it was interesting. I actually mentioned you this morning on the show because you were bringing this up too, that they got a lot of work to do.
They do.
And you were basically saying, oh, you put him down. I get him. You were basically saying that in Flores, when I listened to his interview, he was like, we got a long way to go. The nickel package gotta get used to what they gotta do. Yep. The dime package guys gotta get used to what they need to do. The 21 gotta get used to all of that. He was just mentioning all the different sets gotta get, and these are different personnel groups, is what people gotta understand. Exactly. Everybody think that, that's our starting linebacker and he plays in every group. No, that's not the case. On third down, we may be in this group, and on second down, we might be in that group. Just depend on what they call. And sometimes you're gonna get stuck out there and you're gonna run with a group that you ain't typically running with. But you got to know what you got to do.
Right.
So so that's why I said this morning on the show, I kind of have, slowed down my 13-3, even though I think we still should. But at the same token, man, it's not easy. Man. I saw it in Flores' face. He was like, man, we got a lot of work to do.
Listen,
especially being out.
At St. Bonaventure, I ran the same defense. And everybody knew what defense I ran, but I ran the same defense every year. But what changed was the kids that I had coming up from JV to varsity and my seniors leaving. So all of that stuff takes time to gel. Yes, they learned the concepts down at JV and at freshman for a lot of my stuff. But in the same token, they ain't never played with some of the guys that they playing with, because you talking about, I have some freshmen that balled out so much that I say, you know what, give me that guy to come straight to varsity for his sophomore season, and he don't have to play JV. But he ain't never played with these upperclassmen. So all of these interworkings of these new people together, you got to figure out the chemistry that works best for guys, and you guys got to get out there and be able to trust each other. And the fact that they're not able to do any of that, which would have traditionally been happening now, they're not being able to get out there and run around with each other. They're losing that bit. They know that opportunity to build their chemistry right now. So they're going to have struggles, but they're not going to have the same struggles. Defense always comes around a lot quicker than offense does, because offense has more intricate moving parts. A stunt is a stunt on defense. You feel me? But trusting the guy inside to do his job and not allow that receiver inside to cross my face. Things. Hey, Simmons is a good one too. Simmons a dog, but he ain't Jamal Adams. I'm sorry, but that's personal preference. Either way, tell me how many All Pros does Simmons have? I'll wait on that answer. But either way, defense comes along a little bit faster than offense does. You know what I'm saying? So,
ball game, you ain't right for that.
No, I'm just saying. And the man, even the man, the people that play with him tell you Jamal Adams a dog.
Yeah.
Receivers. Hey, if the bang 8 is going to that side of the field and they see the Jetson too high, a lot of cats call that route off. They don't want no parts of that.
Yeah. See, when you can get a player in your secondary that can do that.
I hate to cut you off, bro, but that's real talk. Listen, I know for a fact, Juju told my son Kevin this. He said, I had, without a shadow of a doubt, a route that I knew we were supposed to run, and I knew I was going to the opposite side of the field towards Adams. I had them call that route off. I was not running. I refused to run it. And Juju came from the world of rugby. You feel me? So he rough and tumble anyway without the helmet on, but he didn't want no parts of Adams. So you got an elite receiver saying, no, I'm not running that route. No, switch that, change that to something else. That should tell you something about that dude over there on that other hash.
Man, hey, before we get out of here, ball game, just answer the last question, man.
Why they trading him?
So people can understand.
What's the last question, bro? That one
it's
there?
On the screen.
Why they trading him? They were trading him because true to the matter, Adam Gase doesn't do well with alpha personalities. This guy knows his worth. He knows who he is. He knows without a shadow of a doubt what impact he has on the team and what his value is to the team. But Adam Gase is not one of those guys that believes in that concept. You either do it my way or you gone. And Jamal Adams is standing firm on the fact that I'm getting paid pennies. Y'all know I'm getting paid pennies, and I want my contract renewed. Shit. I want my contract to fit my contribution to this team. So they can't really at any point, if Gates gives in, then it looks like he don't want to fold, but at the same time, he an idiot because you're finna get rid of him and let go potentially the best strong safety in the league. Who can play both? Who can actually play both positions, both free and strong safety.
And well, you know what? And I don't know if are you gonna be free tonight, ball game?
Yeah, I'll be around, man.
For the panel, all right, man. I'm gonna link up with you tonight, man. I'm about to end this one, man. But that's real talk, y'all. Listen. You need to know what you're talking about in this matter. Yeah, it ain't even comparable, okay?
And I hate the Jets.
It ain't even comparable,
like big, bold H8. I can't stand anything about the Jets, but I love that player. Because that boy is the real deal.
Mm-hmm. And if y'all ain't learned why they trading him, look at Rashad Jones. Same thing Rashad went through in Miami when Adam Gase was the coach. Because Rashad felt like he knew certain things and they were trying to have him do other things. And so it was what it was. But I actually got to get out. I got to run, man. But we'll link up tonight. Tuesday night panel conversation, 9 p.m. tonight. Be there or be square, ladies and gentlemen. We will be live. I love y'all. See y'all soon, man.
All right, bro.
Peace. Love you, ball game.
Yeah, for sure.